Hey buddies, welcome to AmassGames. My name is Simon and today I'm going to show you how to set up, play and review the game Moneybags. This is a Japanese company game. It's the company called Oink. They make these really small little dinky box, cute box games such as this. And as you might see, it's actually quite difficult to get everything back in the box. So this is a kind of push-it-up game, I guess. There are similar games such as Mafia de Cuba. And in Moneybags, you are basically going to have a kingpin. And that kingpin person is going to be distributing some gold. And ultimately, you want to be the person at the end of a round. I'm just talking to you about a single round game here, but you can play multiple rounds. If you want to do that, you're playing with multiple tokens, which I won't be talking to you about in this game. So you're going to have a kingpin. They're going to be assigned this token, just show them that they're the kingpin. And interestingly, I'll come back to why there's a 2. You're going to have these very heavy coins. Now, the reason obviously weighing some games is to carry them around. But this is a very dense game. These coins together, all 67 of them, weigh a lot. I could weigh Deep Sea Adventure just for comparison, but let me tell you, it is a bulky thing to carry around. You do not want to be throwing and catching that game. So, whilst I'm setting up, these are the English rules. If you want to see the French or the German ones, they are at the bottom of the box. You don't need to see them right now, obviously. And that weighed 91 grams. So go on, this is a very dense, heavy box of stuff. You can have a diamond. So everything is going to stay in the box and everyone's going to take one of these things each. I'm just leaving the extra 3 in the box there. It's a 14 plus game, but I played this with a boy who was 6 years old. He turned 6 a few months ago and he actually got this very quickly. Unlike some other games, this is one he really picks up on and we played multiple games of this. So he won on his second game and yeah, it seemed to make sense for him very strongly. So again, as the kingpin, let's say I'm the kingpin, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking all these coins and deciding, okay, I'm now going to be divvying them up into various bags. Now, nobody else sees what I'm doing, so I do it under the table or other people look away and stuff like that. And they can't see inside the bag either. I think they could hear, but that's not really part of the game either. So just whilst I'm chucking stuff in here, please ensure you hit that like button to obviously make sure that I can see that you're enjoying it. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell if you haven't already. Also, check up any comments and check out the descriptions for any updates I might have about this game. Okay, so I've chucked some stuff in here and it is recommended for your first game to kind of leave the most in here as well. So everybody has a single turn to do one of a number of things. They're going to do one of those things and then it's going to come back to the kingpin again. Now, actually, you could play this, it says 3 to 6. You might actually be able to play it with an extra player because there are actually 7 bags. And it does say just to leave these containers in the coins in the bag, in the box. So this is the first player. And what they're going to be doing is they're going to lift up their bag and they can do one of 3 things. They're feeling the weight of this bag and they're thinking, well, I can do one of 3 things. I can steal. They could steal from obviously the kingpin. They could steal from somebody else. And that's one of their actions. The second action is to do nothing. If they feel, this does weigh quite a bit. They could say, I'm going to do nothing. In which case they think that perhaps they've got more coins than somebody else. The third thing they could do is to seal it up, okay? And by sealing it up, they're saying, right, no one can steal from me. Now goes this player, so imagine they've done that. And they're going, well, I'm going to feel the weight. I'm going to do nothing, let's say. So we'll do one of each action. This person, well, to be honest, this is the lightest one. So they're thinking, well, I'm definitely stealing. Now they could steal from the kingpin. Now in this instance, we discussed that the first game, if people knew it for the first game, all heard the rules, they could definitely think, all right, I'm just going to steal from the kingpin. They could have, of course, steal from this player here, player B. But right now, they're just going to take a big wad of these coins. Now the kingpin doesn't know how much they've stolen, which I guess is why they might then go into that bag. And they're going to weigh them, okay? And then the kingpin's like, all right, I'm now thinking, do I want to be... Again, this is what they're choose there. Now they have a final turn. They have their turn to kind of do this. Of course, it makes no sense to seal because there's no one to steal from. If they seal, they could do nothing or they could steal back. And right now they're probably going to steal from this person. So they're going to steal, a bunch back. And then what happens is everyone's going to reveal and the person with the highest stack is the winner. Now you saw this one took the diamond. The diamond is the equivalent height of about 10 coins. The reason that's important is, of course, that makes it's very lightweight. It weighs practically nothing. And it's actually considerably going to help you with your score. I have seen people win. I've seen people win with the diamond. I've seen people lose with the diamond. So these 10 bags, just whilst I'm doing the stacking, they're obviously very thick and they are difficult, to be honest, to get back in the bag quite easily, which is why I put the coins on top of some bags to help crush it down. Now also, as you can see, this person, you might be able to notice, is considerably higher than this, the one with the diamonds. And I deliberately did not want to tip these out onto the table because it is very noisy as well. So right now, player C is doing well, and I think we can see that player B isn't. And then let's move on to the kingpin. See, this person's last, and the kingpin doesn't have much. They're all pretty close, to be honest. So in terms of the review, yeah, so player, almost a tie, but this person I think just does it by 1 coin. Yeah, 1 coin in it, blimey. So in terms of review, well, it's obviously a guessing game. It's a bit of luck because you need to think where you want to go. But as you play it more and more, you're realizing that where people are going, it's quite tricky to kind of decide what you want to do. Do you want to take a whole bunch of coins? If you take a whole bunch, then people, well, of course, you don't know how many they have, but the kingpin, of course, is going to get another turn. But this person's probably thinking, well, I'm going to steal from the kingpin because they've probably got the most. And the same for player C over here. But the other thing is, if they're thinking they're stealing, they're thinking, well, they know they've got to have more coins than this person to be in the lead, otherwise they definitely lost the game. The same for this person too. But this person's thinking, and of course the same for this one, well, if they're in the lead, I'm definitely going to steal more than they are. So ultimately those stacks are going to keep obviously changing hands. And then of course the kingpin is thinking, did they take enough? Because you don't want to take too much. There's one thing I haven't mentioned about this game, and that's you can challenge. So if someone steals from you, and then you challenge them, so this person, say, has this amount of coins, this person has this amount, this person says, oh, my bag's gone a lot lighter. So not only is it lighter, but they might say, well, of course, they've taken all of that other stuff as well. They can say, well, no, I think you've made my bag under half its weight. I'm challenging you. If you challenge them and they do have more, this person is out of the game. And I have seen that happen before. So this person will take all of this stuff. And that's why I think the game is quite clever. You're trying to be subtle, trying to take some coins, but not too much. And it is easier than you think to notice how much a bag weighs. Again, being this heavy, it's quite easy to notice that a good 5 or so coins have disappeared. So challenging is a very important part of this game. You do need to keep an eye on playing that. And of course, it is a minimum of 3 players, but of course that does make quite a lot of sense for this kind of game. But yeah, just being aware that challenging is a big part of the game. So again, if someone has stolen, what you're going to be doing is they're going to have a look, and after they've returned their money bag back to their owner, you're going to count down slowly from 5, and before that countdown reaches 0, the person who's had the coin stolen basically will be declaring whether or not they're going to challenge. And if it is declared, you then actually both empty it onto the table as well. So it's actually free information for everybody else. So if player A steals from this person, the kingpin can of course challenge, and suddenly we know exactly what A's received. And of course we've got an idea of what kingpin remained with. Equally, you've got to be aware that of course B and C now know they can go straight after the kingpin, but of course C could challenge this way. So you're trying to be subtle. You almost want to not take the highest amount because you get challenged. So do not be too greedy is the ultimate aim of this. So of course in this in the Oink series, I've played quite a few now. Fake Artist Goes to New York is another big favourite of mine. I've played Insider, which I think is all right, but it isn't one that I necessarily would recommend. And as for this one, I've kind of given this something like near an 8 actually. It was nice to play outside, playing it during say coronavirus lockdown kind of current restrictions, and for that reason it meant that it enabled us to play outside in the garden, didn't have to worry about any kind of wooden pieces aside from obviously the box and that first player marker for the kingpin. So yeah, I do highly recommend it. I think it's a nice game. Like I said, it is a heavy game, and but I think the idea of even trying to replicate this game is quite tricky. The fact that these heavy coins, they use that diamond, it's very nice pieces. It obviously is a very light game. It's a very light game with obviously just a bit of luck, and it's, when I say luck, it's just, oh, do you take more coins? I'm just taking a punt on if you've got more than me. But obviously player A is naturally going to be wanting to steal. and it's just whether or not player B and C react to player A, or they go after the kingpin. What I sometimes do is just chuck them in the lid. So again, challenging is a big important part of that game, and I just wanted to make sure people are aware, at the end of that game, we saw how close it was. So, challenging is very important to keep an eye on that. Let me put this back in the box as well. But yeah, if you have any questions, please do let me know, and I look forward to speaking to you again very soon. All the best. Bye for now.